In the previous lesson, we have learnt about photojournalism and ethics and finding a philosophical orientation or a perspective in our work as photojournalists. Previously, we've been talking about image processing and how much image processing is permissible in photojournalism. Of course, as a creative photographer, one has the freedom to exercise one's creative choice and probably manipulate the images if one desires to. But as a photojournalist, we are restricted. We cannot really alter the image because, as we have been discussing before, we have a responsibility for truth telling. And when we digitally alter our images, then the truth is also altered. In this condition, what is the role that image processing plays in photojournalism? And which are those situations where we can do image processing and be ethically right? Let us hear what Mr. Poochi Venkat has to tell us about this.
We are actually talking about two things here. One is image manipulation and one is image processing. And they both mean totally different. And while in certain cases you are allowed to manipulate the image, in journalism and photojournalism, you are not allowed to manipulate the image whatsoever. While you may be allowed to crop the image because there is a lot of unnecessary area in the picture which is not necessary at all to be kept in the final output, that is allowed. A little bit of extra work which we call image processing is allowed when you are talking about, let us say, exposure. Now, there is a situation where you might not be able to control the lighting and you would be getting a picture that is too dark or that's a little too bright because in certain conditions you are not able to control the light. Then there is the next thing about a little bit of color correction. Sometimes what happens is if you are in a situation where there is all types of light falling on the subject, or the time of the day is changed. You are supposed to be shooting at about 12 o'clock, but the event has got postponed and then you are shooting at about 4 o'clock in the evening. The light is completely changed because you are shooting in daylight. Now, there is a color change and that is affecting your picture. Now, in certain conditions like these, you can correct, mark my words, you can correct the picture to bring it back to what it would have been if conditions were ideal. So, let us talk about this underexposure, overexposure part of it. So, if you have actually got a picture that is too dark, you can actually increase the exposure on your computer software and thereby try to get the details on the subject. But mind you, if you overdo it or if you are not familiar with the process, you could end up with a picture that is so badly burnt out that it is unusable. So, you will have to be clear about how much of that processing you have to do. Conversely, suppose you have a picture that is underexposed because there was just not enough light in certain conditions and the picture is too dark, then you will have to lighten it using the software so that a little bit of information can start coming out. Same way, if it is overexposed, you make the picture darker. If it is underexposed, you make your picture brighter and you try to bring the picture to as close as what it would have been if conditions of shooting were ideal. Then talking about color, there is, like I told you, a situation where the lighting could be totally mixed. You expected a particular type of lighting in that particular venue, but you suddenly find that you go there and everything is different, but you will have to shoot. You can't tell people change this, change that because you are a photojournalist, you are just recording what is happening there with a specific idea in mind. In which case, you bring the image back and sit on the computer, go into the software which you are using for image correction and try to change the color. So, in case there is too much yellow, you try to add the opposite color, that is blue. Then if you have too much of magenta, you add green. Like that you have different combinations in which you get the most pleasing combination of colors that makes the subject look as natural as possible. So, these are definitely allowed because you are not adding a new element, you are not subtracting any element from the picture, but you are only restoring the picture to what it would have been if conditions of shooting were ideal and if everything went perfectly well. So, this is what we call image processing as opposed to image manipulation, where you totally change the flavor of the image, in which you can introduce new things, you can take out new things, and that is a totally different realm of photography altogether. So, in photojournalism, image processing is limited to restoring the image to what it was. You can also remove certain parts of the image, like if there is extra background and all that, that can be cropped in, but this is how much you are allowed to do. And that is what photo image processing is all about. To recap, we are talking about image manipulation versus image processing, where you can correct the image to bring it back to what it was if shooting conditions would have been ideal. So, you can do color correction, you can crop the picture, you can adjust the exposure to bring the image back to as close to what it would have been. And remember again, you are processing the image and you are not allowed to manipulate the image for photojournalism.
Now we will talk with Mr. Navroz Contractor, an independent photographer and cinematographer, as he talks to us about ethics in photojournalism. Digitally removing or adding subjects from our photographs is not acceptable. How do we take photographs and what do we choose to keep in the frame and outside the frame also falls under the ethical compass, as omitting elements from the frame does not tell the complete story. Also, photo editors select pictures on their judgment on what they think is right. So, after taking a picture, is it okay to add color or to remove color or to make your picture black and white? Let's go over to Mr. Navroz Contractor.
Well, it depends entirely on what you mean by manipulation. For example, if you remove something, because in digital photography we can do all that from the frame, and if you superimpose something else, it is not acceptable. It is also not acceptable in the terms of that if you are shooting a situation which is, say, very tense and very violent, and somebody is being beaten up or something, and there are onlookers who are watching, and you have them in the frame, and then you cut that out and keep only this, because the whole picture tells the story that somebody is in trouble, somebody is, say, okay, it is not even somebody beating somebody, but there is an accident and there is a girl who has fallen down. I just saw that today while coming here, and there were all these guys who were having tea and nobody helped her. You know, her leg was stuck under her moped and it took about 5 minutes for her to get up and go, and everyone was just looking at. So that picture, if you get that picture, it is telling a story of our apathy of the people around her. It is not just the accident. The accident, it makes into more. But if you would have had only that the girl has fallen down, you know, it will take it out of context of what is happening. So if you manage a photograph that you want to manipulate, I think that in photojournalism, one of the things is that as far as possible, you should not manipulate. I'll give you an example. Do you know this very famous picture taken in Vietnam of a girl who was little girl who is naked and who is running out of the napalm bomb? Okay. Now that picture, when it became very famous in the world, in Life magazine, we came to know that it was cropped, because she was not the only one running. When the whole picture was shown, there are two little boys also burnt, completely charred, you know, but they were wearing clothes and she was not wearing clothes, you know. So there was a very big debate about the honesty of the picture. So I think that if there is a picture that you take a 35 millimeter frame or whatever frame you are using, so every corner of the frame is important. It is absolutely essential not to cut anything at all. I mean, that is my principle. That is the principle that I have learned from master photographers, you know. So you as a photographer has this much thing, so you can manage, you know. Maybe she is not looking at the thing, she's gone to sleep, so I will avoid her, but if I get her in the frame, she should remain in the picture that comes out. Now there is another problem with photojournalism and manipulation. The editors of the magazine, they choose your picture and they do the layout according to what they feel is right, and very often they cut pictures where you and I as a photographer can't say anything. So that is one completely different story. Well, I have noticed since the time I am shooting digital from 2005 that you really can't shoot in black and white. You are always shooting in color, and then you are turning it into black and white, you know. So there is nothing like a black and white camera anymore, except there is one with a Leica, which they call Leica M. So, it actually shoots in black and white, and even the raw picture is in black and white. Otherwise, all our raw pictures are always in color, and now we have the advantage that with one switch you can turn it into black and white. So, adding or subtracting color also depends on very often that you take a you take a landscape, and you have seen clouds, but you have taken it in a hurry, which landscape should not be taken in a hurry, and the clouds have become slightly washed out. You can't get it. So, you have to deepen the clouds, you have to add more color to the blue sky, and all that is acceptable today. Yeah, as long as you don't make it into a pink sky or something completely disco type or absurd, it is all acceptable.
As photojournalists, we have the responsibility to tell the truth and not to alter the truth. We have learnt about the importance of restraining from photo manipulation and doing image processing only when necessary. We are going to continue in the next video.